Привет and hello. How you doing? Today, not only today, always. My name is Maria, and I'm very glad to be here today. And I will read you a book mm, named "In Business for Yourself" by Bruce Williams. And this is chapter 13, marketing. And I will read it today about advertising. I already had my Raisin Bran in the morning, and they say that it's good, but I didn't really find what's exactly good about it, but some raisins, because it has a lot of sugar to stimulate you in the morning, and it has a lot of sodium, 230 milligrams, and sugar is 19 grams. So I think I will not buy this anymore. I'll buy something else for the morning or make my oatmeal as I like and eat with my homemade jam. I also have my tea prepared with some orange flavor, and it smells good. Oh, really smells nice. So let's try and read something about advertising. Because yesterday I was reading about creative marketing and salesmanship, the beginning of the chapter 13, marketing, of the book Business for Yourself. So let's try to learn something together. And I will be glad if you can write me something over here in the live chat. And I will be very glad if you write something about yourself or ask me some questions. And we will talk. We'll get to know each other better. Okay, here it is. Advertising. To advertise properly, here it is. The word properly is always with us in this chapter. To advertise properly, you have to find the right medium. It varies tremendously from one enterprise to another. In automobile rental, it was the Yellow Pages. A high percentage of our business came from there. That's also true of plumbers, exterminators, and most repair type enterprises. That's where the customer looks. But, sorry, my charger unplugged, so let me just charge it real quick. Put it back. Up. Then I prepared you. Okay, here it is. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Okay, let's try again. That's where the customer looks. But I don't see the Yellow Pages as nearly as important for a small retailer. If you are looking to buy a dress or go out to eat, do you consult the Yellow Pages? You know what? At that time, you wouldn't, but now, in 2017, you would. That's what I would. And this book is fourth print in 1992. So at that time, probably Yellow Pages didn't have that much, but now we have other services in the internet that we can definitely consult with and check it out. Maybe to find the address, but not to make a decision. You'll find the address. Now you will find the address and you will make a decision based on the comments of the people, so it's pretty important. When we ran the auto rental, we had good results with radio advertising, but we found that newspaper advertising didn't bring any response. Yet radio advertising didn't sell our summer camp. Newspaper advertising worked a lot better. We discovered that neither radio nor newspaper advertising sold flowers. Nothing sells our flowers more than the big sign outside offering a dozen roses for $15. So they decided to just put a sign outside. Okay. But the only people who see it are people who pass by. Most people are not going to drive 10 miles to buy a dozen roses, even at a good price. Why does one medium work and another not work? Let's see what they say next. The pragmatic answer is, I don't care why. This one works and this one doesn't. Why doesn't it work? Okay, let's see. There is no question that advertising sells. I believe so. There's no question that advertising sells. If you spend enough on advertising, you will sell something. Whether you will sell enough to make it worth the cost of the advertising, it's something else again. That's the kind of numbers that you have to discover to find the right advertising for your business. I would say in his words, proper advertising. Every smart businessman tracks his business to find out where it's coming from. Radio, newspaper, consumers, periodicals like the Penny Saver. Okay, that's a newspaper and magazine in the old time. Direct mail, flyers or car windshields. Well, direct mail we don't use now, calling it spam, so we will not do that. Only if you know people, of course, you can tell them, hey guys, I'm here, I'm selling flowers, or something else like that. Flyers on car windshield. Oh, I get it so much. By the big grocery stores, box stores. You just go, you park, and while you're shopping, you will get a whole bunch of those flyers on your window shield. Word of mouth. Word of mouth is good, I can tell you that. Special offers, special sales, coupons, or whatever. So he's saying anything you can create to advertise will work, but you have to find out which one is better for you. So would you try all? Probably not. Okay, the next part is the right copy. I talked to a woman who had what she thought was going to be a good business. Essentially, there are so many women like that. Even myself. Okay. Essentially, she would be a glorified errand girl. She would shop for the busy executive, get an anniversary present for his wife, remember her birthday, and so on. She had brochures printed up and sent out 2,000. She did not get a single reply. That happens. Let's see. Obviously, she had done something wrong. What was that? Even if you are in Alaska selling ice to the Eskimos, you ought to get at least one reply in 2,000 entries. That's only 1/20th of 1%. There could be lots of reasons why this brochure flopped, from being sent to the wrong list of people all the way to the printed material itself. To my mind, the trouble was the brochure. It was too verbose, and few people would bother to read it. So, check what you're writing on there. It should have tried to do less and supplied a number that people could call for more information. Which letter do you read in the letters to the edition column? To the editor column? The ones a whole column long or the short, punchy ones? I'm constantly going through this problem with my radio advertisers. They want to put the whole Bible into a 60-second commercial. That's not effective. In an advertisement, you focus on one aspect of your business that makes it appealing. It might be price, quality, or location. The reason why people should want to do business with you. What is your reason? But most advertisers don't know that. They try to cram too much into an ad and nobody pays attention. So let's say we're gonna make a list of all kinds of advertisement that is available in your area or whatever area you want to advertise in. And the other side of that list, a column of what are you going to write on that for every kind of advertisement that you choose for your area or whatever area. And just remember, for different areas, different words, different types of advertising. But I think that might be later over there. So let's see another point here. Ready for departure. Beginners in business have another common attitude that only wears away with time. They run an advertisement 3 times and expect to see customers rocketing through the door. That's a cool way to say. But it's repetition that makes an ad successful. The same message over and over and over. I'll tell you a personal experience that underlines that for me. This happened in different age, the early 1950s, when people didn't fly everywhere. The way they do now. Well, even now. My best friend was getting married and asked me to be best man. The wedding was in New Jersey and I was stationed in Texas. Now, today, nobody thinks twice about jumping on a plane and flying across the continent for the day and then flying back. But in 1951, people didn't do that. Oh, really? Of course they didn't. Not everybody does it now, too, you know. Okay. I used to hear this commercial on the radio every morning. Eastern Airlines, now ready for departure. That was the whole commercial, at least in essence. Now I have to make the first airline reservation I've ever made. In those days, you called the airport and they switched you to the airline you wanted. Now, I'm anxious not to appear stupid when I call the airport. So, when I was asked which airline I wanted, what do you suppose I said? Of course I said Eastern Airlines. It was the only airline I have ever heard of. Does it tell you anything? It tells me a lot. And sure, I'll be glad to discuss with you. Please feel free to write me and subscribe to my channel. I will be very glad. I need your help on that, and I need your help on being in business for yourself. Or for ourselves, for myself. Okay. Beer companies operate on the same premise. Nobody wants to look dumb at the bar. When the bartender asks you what you want, you can't just say you want a beer. So don't say you want a beer. You have to say some brand, or you look like a monkey. So you think of a brand, quick, the one that's been hammering its name into your skull day after day. Beer commercials don't say anything about how good the beer is. They didn't say. Now they do. They just keep mentioning the brand name. So, unless you are really established as a drinker of a particular brand, That's the one you say when you're asked. Like this. Raisin bran. Like, what do you want to eat? Raisin bran. And it doesn't mean to, probably means nothing to whoever who is over there. I don't know. Write me something so I know there is somebody. And even that I didn't really like it, you see this name and then later you'll say, oh hey, Maria ate the raisin bran, let me try that stuff. Well, but it says made with hundreds of juicy sun-made raisins. You see? Can you see it? This huge bowl over here? Whole grain, wheat, and bran cereal. Well, this crunchy. And raisin is good. It's not too hard. It's nice and soft. I like to warm my milk before I put my raisin bran in, you know, and eat it warm. Whoever eats it warm. I don't know. Maybe someone does. Let me know, okay? Let's read more. Now, that kind of saturation advertising is expensive, but that is how it works. We found that you have to advertise continuously. The mainstay of my retail flower and plant store is the sign outside that offers a dozen roses for $15. We have developed a reputation for selling roses at a good, low price. It took us a decade to develop that. 10 years of selling at about a third to a half of our competitors' prices. Take that sign down, and in 2 days business drops off 75%. Decade, and in 2 days, decade to develop, and in 2 days, 75% down. Okay. Why? How can you determine why people don't come in? Maybe they think we have raised the price of roses, or that we are out of roses. Oh no. Or maybe it takes a sign to remind them to buy roses. Do I need a sign to remind me to buy milk or bread? You know, flowers, it's the same. You don't need a reminder. Or maybe it is a combination of all this. Whatever the reason, oh, I learned today how to say this, these, that, and over there in Spanish. I watched the disc. That was really interesting. I like that disc. And I'll watch it again tomorrow. I also have my book. I'll practice my book tomorrow. I'll practice my book tomorrow or later tonight after I finish with the video. I wish I don't have to finish it, you know. I would just sit here with you and do everything. And maybe one day you'll write me something back and say, hello, Maria. Okay. Hello, my friend. Okay. Why? How can you determine why people don't come in? Maybe they think we have raised the price of roses. We read that already, but let's repeat that one more time. Or that we are out of roses. Or maybe it takes a sign to remind them to buy roses. Or maybe it is a combination of all this. Whatever the reason, business plummets instantly into an abyss. That's why these beer companies keep banging away, because the public has a memory shorter than anyone can believe and very little loyalty to a brand. Be loyal to those you love. Okay, let's see. Next point here is Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages, I think he means like the advertising for that you exist. the whole list of businesses, and you can say something about you. You could say something about you there before, and it was there. Please correct me if you want to, okay? I would love you to do that. Okay, Yellow Pages. By the way, we are reading the book in Business for Yourself. Just reminding to those who just joined us, okay? Okay, d'accord. It's a crisis. The Yellow Pages is the first place to look. We also tend to look there for a product that we don't regularly use. You don't rent a chain so often, but when you do, you probably check the Yellow Pages. But if you need a gallon of milk, do you look up milk stores in the Yellow Pages? Well, now I can say internet for the Yellow Pages, or I would look milk stores, or I would better look milk quality to know which milk is better. Okay, not about that, about marketing. It's a mistake to try to get a dissertation into a Yellow Pages ad. It should give readers 2 or 3 very quick ideas, not lines of fine print. Although you may be fascinated with the 14 different kinds of grain leather you have for sale in your luggage store, that isn't the place to go into them. So many things you can find in different stores. If you're going into a business that ought to depend heavily on Yellow Pages, you ought to look ahead. So, you not only choose the business, you also choose the business. Where would you advertise it? Just, you start a business, then you choose where you advertise. No, you also can choose where you're going to advertise your business. And is there enough stores to advertise? Okay. Find out when the Yellow Pages closes for your area. If you don't check, you could face a very lean 11 month until you get into the next year's edition. I have a closing list for the state of New Jersey, and as I have looked for new locations in which to place an ad, I've referred to the list. If making a choice between the Jones County and the Smith County books, we may put the business in Smith County because its closing date for the Yellow Pages is sooner. You see? The Yellow Pages pays, but it's become expensive over recent years. TV is expensive. Television is very expensive. You have to pay internet too. It's also expensive if you want to pay. There are different ways, of course. You want it right away, you pay. Pay. Okay. The Yellow Pages pays, but it becomes expensive over recent years. And if you both sell luggage and repair luggage, you have to think about cross-listing. There may be 2 sections of the pages for these 2 specialties, and perhaps you should be in both. It seems to me that it's a double pay. It seems to me that the Yellow Pages have worked out their directories so that you have to appear in 2 or even 3 directories to be noticed by all the potential customers in your area. But I don't blame them for that. I'd probably do the same thing. Okay. We read Yellow Pages. Converted to our language would be internet, TV advertising. Ready for departure. For beginners in business. The right copy. You have to know what you are writing on your ads. And advertising properly. Look for the places where you're going to advertise. How much you're gonna spend. Okay. I think this was very good. Next will be the advertising dollar and merchandising, sales, the gimmicks, cleanliness from the customer's view to merchandising approaches, diversification, self-fulfilling prophecy, and then will be next chapter. So let's meet tomorrow again, and please subscribe to my channel. I will be glad to know you and get to know you better. If you write to me, please write me some comments, and I will read more books too when we finish with this one. Maybe when we finish it, we'll start over for some beginners. And for myself too, I like this book. And there is another book we're reading called Writing Fiction. So join my channel, ask questions. I will be glad to know you better. Have fun, have a good day. It was great to read some book and know that probably you're over there watching me very quietly and intensively with attention. Okay, see you maybe later.